Live from the Business RadioX studio inside Renaissance Bank, the bank that specializes in understanding you. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio.
Good morning, everyone. John Ray here on North Fulton Business Radio. Thanks so much for joining us again. We're broadcasting, as usual, from inside Renaissance Bank in beautiful Alpharetta. And folks, if you are tired of the soul-crushing experience that you're getting at a mega bank where they really don't want to talk to you in person, they'd rather have a recorded voice do it, and if you're at one of those banks, and if you're tired of that, then Renaissance may be your choice. And here's what I have learned from folks that I refer to Renaissance. What they tell me is that Renaissance is big enough to handle pretty much any need they can throw at them, but they're small enough to deliver that need in a personal way. That's a magic combination. And if that's the kind of banking experience that you are looking for your business, go to renaissancebank.com to learn more. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, member FDIC. And now I want to welcome Dr. Korry Tauber. Dr. Tauber is with STABLE Orthodontics in Milton.
Good morning, John.
Korry, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Tell us a little bit about you and how you're serving folks out there. We know you're in their mouth every day, right?
That's right. So I am the owner and orthodontist of a privately owned orthodontic office called STABLE Orthodontics in Crabapple, Milton, Alpharetta, Georgia. And I'm married to my beautiful wife, Jane. We have a 1-year-old son.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
His official birthday is next month.
Oh, wow.
So we're celebrating his first rodeo. So that's the theme of his first birthday party. So we're
cool.
excited. And it's wonderfully on theme with our office too, which is a coincidence. But we also have a dog, Hershey, who's a Bernedoodle. And we love Alpharetta and we love having our office here.
That's outstanding. Talk about your passion for orthodontics. How did you develop the passion to do that? You've got to go through a lot of education to get to a point where you can open up your own practice, right?
I did. So I started at the University of Georgia, and that was where I met Jane, and our life started together. After I graduated from Georgia, I trained in dentistry at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And then after that, I did additional training specifically in orthodontics to move teeth using braces or Invisalign or whatever else we use at the University of Oklahoma. So before Oklahoma patched into the SEC, I always used to say I had SEC football, I had ACC basketball, and I had Big 12 football. So now that Oklahoma is coming over to the SEC, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me to stay loyal, but I'll tell you, my Bulldogs and that Georgia football team is where my heart is.
That makes sense. It's always your undergraduate school, right? I think for most people it is. That's terrific. But you mentioned the School of Dentistry. Were you always in orthodontics? Was orthodontics always in your sights?
From a young age, I had a really good relationship with my orthodontist, and my mouth is particularly challenging because I was born missing 2 permanent teeth.
Oh, wow.
In the front part of my smile.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to really go through a lot of orthodontic treatment in order to get my smile where it is today. And I grew up, my mother is a dental hygienist, so I was pretty familiar with the dental world.
Mm-hmm.
She would always come home and tell me really nice stories about everybody she met that day. And what she did, I thought was pretty interesting. I always used to joke with my mom and say, how do you have time to get so much information out of people's mouths when you got your hands inside their mouth cleaning their teeth? But she can talk to anybody. And
that's a great question.
Had great stories. And
yeah.
So she was had met a lot of people. And I always had a good experience growing up in the dental chair when your mom is your dental hygienist. And then with my orthodontic treatment, having to make room for 2 missing teeth and set my bite up into a nice smile, and then filling those gaps with false teeth implants and implant crowns. I had a lot of exposure to dentistry. I was always interested in using my hands in my career, and I was always interested in healthcare, and I was always interested in owning my own business. So the art and science of dentistry and the opportunity to own my own business and make a positive difference in somebody's life like I was so fortunate to have, I really thought dentistry was a good path for me. And then when I was in dental school, you have the option to continue doing general dentistry or specialize in a different area of dentistry, whether it be root canals or oral surgery or orthodontics. And I always spent time in the orthodontic clinic when I was in dental school and really had a good time. Everybody was always smiling. It was always happy. It was upbeat. The music was going. We had a really good time. And that was what I wanted to be in, that kind of environment for my career. And that was what really solidified it for me, was my impact from my childhood orthodontist, and then working in the field and seeing firsthand what the day-to-day would be in orthodontics, and seeing lots of people and making people smile. It was really got my energy going. So that was when I made the decision to apply to orthodontics school, and I'm so glad I did. I had a really great time in Oklahoma, learned from some amazing orthodontists, really talented people that I got to learn from firsthand. And now I'm just excited to give that same service and those beautiful smiles to the city of Alpharetta.
Yeah, that's terrific. What a great story. So one phrase you used there that I thought that stood out for me was you talked about the art and science of dentistry. Now, I think a lot of people understand this, that there's a lot of science involved, right? But talk about the art part of that.
That's a really good question. That was a phrase that I heard when I was early on in my dental training, so I can't take credit for it. However, it is an absolutely wonderful quote. The science is obvious. It's a healthcare procedure that you're delivering to people, but the art is really where the nuance of what we do comes to light. And every tooth that comes into the mouth has its own unique identity. Even if it's the same tooth on the left or the right side or the top and bottom, each tooth grows individually. So taking all of the 28 teeth that we typically align in a smile, that takes a lot of nuance in putting these teeth in a position that when you smile, they all work together to form a beautiful smile. Sometimes that means that we have to not only reposition the teeth, but also add to the teeth or take away some tooth material to make sure that everything looks absolutely perfect. You know that when you see a smile shine bright from corner to corner of your mouth, you know what a beautiful smile, what that pop really does. And when people have that smile, their personality changes. You can see people who aren't as confident in their smile walk around a little more shamefaced, a little more reserved, or don't smile as bright. And that feeling is incredible. Yeah. So the art of dentistry is really important and takes a lot of finesse in order to get a full set of teeth to look like a beautiful smile.
Yeah, because what you're bringing into play here is emotional intelligence, self-image, self-confidence. You're bringing all those factors in that you're, by extension, adjusting, if I can use that term, for a patient. And it's not just about the teeth.
That's right. It's more than that. Yeah. And that was what I really found to be enjoyable about orthodontics. We go on this journey, and I tell everybody that we work as a team, because a lot of what I do, I can't do without the patient. Whether it's keeping teeth clean so that way when we get braces off, for example, the teeth still look nice, bright, and white. Whether it's wearing the rubber bands that we ask in order to move the teeth in the right direction. I only can do so much with my hands, but it's really a partnership that me and the family work through together to get the result that we're hoping for. So it really is a team approach, and that's how I like to approach treatment. I don't say that I'm ever doing this to you or for you. We work as a team, and I'm the guide on that team. I'm maybe the captain, but it takes both of us to produce that beautiful smile.
Let's talk about the changes in technology. Korry, you've been in the practice just a relatively short time, and even in that short time, when you're talking about from your schooling to opening your business, technology has changed significantly, right?
It sure has. And things have gotten a lot more technology driven. And that allows our treatment, at least what I deliver, to be much more exact and more fine-tuned and even customized to somebody's smile. So years ago, you might remember the process of taking an impression. What an impression would be is filling a mouth guard type appliance with goopy material and having that wedged up onto your teeth and waiting for it to dry. Really uncomfortable process for a lot of people. But that was how we got a physical mold of what the teeth are, so we could examine and make measurements on teeth without having the patient here in the chair. So those models and that analog process has been moved to a digital process, where in our office, we use an intraoral scanner. It's a wand that has a camera on the end, and it takes pictures of all the teeth. And then those pictures are stitched together to produce a full smile on the computer. With that file, I can align the teeth. I can show a mock-up of what the final smile would look like. And I can even take a 3D X-ray that we capture at our office and link the two files. So I've got information of the roots of the teeth below the gum line. I've got an image of the bone around the teeth. And then I merge that with the digital scan of the teeth to get a 3D digital representation of what this mouth and what the patient's smile looks like. We can even overlay a photograph to show people what their smile would look like on their person.
Now we're getting into the meat of it all, right? I mean, when you show someone a photo of what they're going to look like once they go through this journey, which for some people, they're not looking forward to it, but what they get to see at what the end game is, that's got to be a powerful moment.
I've had people sit in my office and see that final predicted workup, that outcome, and they say, "Oh my gosh, that's it. Yeah. That's what I want. And that's that aha moment that we can now provide with beginning with the end in mind." Mm-hmm. And that's how a lot of planning, at least what I do, and delivering that smile takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I enjoy showing people what the possibilities in their smile are, because it's more than just straight teeth. It's a beautiful smile.
And that's got to be motivating too, because like you say, you can't do it alone. You require something of the patient. They have to do the work themselves, keep up with their end of the bargain, as it were, their end of the treatment. And you're giving them a preview of coming attractions, if you want to put it that way, that I would think would be highly motivating.
It sure is. It really is motivating when you see that smile on yourself, like seeing a picture of yourself. It can really encourage people to want to make a difference in their appearance and how they show off their smile.
Folks, we're here chatting with Dr. Korry Tauber. Dr. Tauber is the owner, founder of STABLE Orthodontics, serving the North Fulton area, located in Milton, Alpharetta, but serving all of the North Fulton region and beyond. Let's talk about some specifics that you've got in your practice that sound pretty cool. You've got something called Guard Your Smile.
That's right. So Guard Your Smile is our custom mouthguard program. And what we do at our office is we take one of those 3D scans we were talking about, and we actually print out a 3D model on a 3D printer of your teeth. And from that model, we can create a custom fitting mouthguard for athletes, for anybody who would benefit from a mouthguard. And the cool thing about it is we can customize them. So we make them specific to a team's color, for example, and we can put your number right on front if you want your number, your name on the side. We can use the athletic team logo. And it's really a cool and comfortable way to show off your personality, but also be mindful about your health. And believe it or not, the number one way to actually prevent concussions in sports is by wearing a mouth guard.
Really?
Because when concussions happen, the teeth can clash together and cause vibrational force that could elicit a concussion. So protecting your teeth is also protecting your head too. And there's also a lot of sports or athletic activities that you might not even think would really benefit from a mouth guard. Some of the mouth guards we've made are for karate studios, people who spar and need a custom fitting mouth guard. And custom fitting is much better than the boil and bite that you'll get at the sports store. Those don't really fit well, and they don't provide enough protection for the teeth. And trauma or fracture of teeth or trauma to the teeth is something that could last a lifetime. It could be that a tooth ultimately needs a root canal or doesn't make it a full lifetime. So protecting your teeth is incredibly important. So we're doing a karate studio. We have also made custom fitting mouth guards for weightlifters, people who grind and clench their teeth together as they're lifting these large amounts of weight. Really would benefit from tooth protection when they're grinding. Another one is girls cheerleading. So when ladies are practicing their stunting, I've seen a lot of trauma come into my office with arms and elbows coming down from their flyers, coming down to their support team, and girls are getting hit in the face and mouth. So we talk about cheerleaders. We talk about anybody who's in contact sports, football, lacrosse, even soccer, goalkeepers, hockey, of course. A lot of our young athletes can benefit from wearing them, and we like to be the office to support them and make them a really cool custom fitting mouth guard.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool. Very cool. And something tells me you're happy to have a team come in and line up and let's get the whole team outfitted, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So we have mouth guard days at our office, and we welcome full teams of kids, and it gives us an opportunity to talk about dental health. It gives the team an opportunity to help make sure that their teeth and mouth are protected. And we also do a complimentary orthodontic exam just to give them an idea of where their teeth are and where their mouths are growing if they're kiddos.
You have also something called the Kid Corral.
That's right.
Speaking of that theme we talked about earlier with your son.
Yeah, so the Kid Corral is a really fun program that we've developed at our office. And the reason is because the American Association of Orthodontists recommends first visits for orthodontic treatment by age 7. But we also know that children under the age of 7 have a lot of dental fear and dental anxiety from even coming into the office. And when we talk about the need for tooth movement or the need for growth modification in a kiddo, we don't want that first discussion to be more anxious than it needs to be. So we welcome children under the age of 7 into our office to get an idea of what it's like to have somebody else look inside their mouth. Sometimes we are the first dental visit for kiddos, and we allow them the opportunity to use a mirror like I would use to look inside the mouth. We give them their own set of gloves and a mask to wear and act like they're going to do an exam like I would. And it makes them really comfortable. One of the other things that we have is a community passport. And we have a mascot at our office. And that mascot's name is Bracy. And Bracy is a stuffed animal horse. And the kiddos come in for their first appointment. They get a Bracy doll and a community passport. And that passport encourages them to go out and to the community and do things with Bracy. And then as you do more and more activities in the passport, you come back to the office and we give the kids a prize. So it's a way for them to stay involved with, it's easy things, but it's really enjoyable for them to participate. And when they come back, they look forward to seeing us, and they look forward to coming in and showing us all that they've done in the community, whether it's getting an ice cream with Bracy or sitting by the pool with Bracy or cooking a meal at home with Bracy. So it's a way for them to stay active and do things outside of the regular school day or unplugging from any device that they have and stay active. So we really enjoy that, and we love sharing those positive community impacts with our families. And we encourage anybody who hasn't joined our Kid Corral program, who's a child or a kiddo, to come by the office, and we'd love to introduce you to Bracy.
That's terrific. Folks, we tried to get Bracy on, but Bracy was busy and couldn't come on today. You do a lot of work with adults, and I think a lot of folks, maybe it's just me, but I think a lot of people see orthodontics as a child, a middle school, high school kind of rite of passage, if you will, and maybe don't think about the kind of work you do applying to adults. Talk about your work with adults.
Absolutely. So we do actually treat a lot of adults at our office, whether that's somebody who has never had orthodontic treatment, or it was somebody who made sure that the kids are taken care of first, and now mom and dad want to make sure that their smile is looking straight and perfect, or it's somebody who did have orthodontic treatment previously and has had a little bit of relapse or shifting. And we're proud to offer at our office totally aesthetic treatment options. And what that means is we use invisible clear aligners to move teeth if we want something that's totally removable and clear. But we also offer clear custom fitting braces. So years ago, everybody would get one size fits all metal braces on top and bottom teeth. At our office, we can deliver a clear brace or a bracket on every tooth, so it's really aesthetic. You don't have to worry about taking the aligners off and on, whether you're in a lunch meeting or a dinner, and you've got these aligners to take in and out in front of whomever. Mm-hmm. And we take off some of the responsibility from making sure that you're wearing the aligner so many hours a day and keeping up with the rotations of them, and we offer a clear braces option, and they're custom fit. So we see a lot of adults come in and take advantage of that system. And one of the things that we offer, and nobody else in the Atlanta market is using this set of braces.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Yeah, and whitening, I don't think is associated with orthodontics, right? I don't think people necessarily make that association. They think about their dentist or a cosmetic dentist, someone that advertises themselves, holds themselves out to be a cosmetic dentist only, but not necessarily an orthodontic practitioner like you.
Yeah, so we do offer whitening in our office. And the reason for that is because we have people that finish orthodontic treatment and wanted to brighten their smile now that it's all perfectly straight. So we offer two types of whitening. One is an in-office whitening session that you can do about every month or 2 months. Okay. We also offer take-home whitening pens for a quick touch-up when you need it. These whitening pens are great. I've got ladies who love putting one pen in their purse before an event or an engagement, a night out, whatever. They use the pen on their teeth and get that nice bright glow right before they head out. For my coffee drinkers, they brush their teeth and use the pen right after while they're sitting at work before lunch. That's a quick on-the-go way and that we offer as a take-home whitening solution. And we also offer our in-office whitening packages too.
I'm not casting any dispersions here on any other practitioner, but I could see how, just talking with you, Korry, the advantages of being with a orthodontist who's relatively new in the field and a lot more versed in all the possibilities that are out there from a technology point of view. And also the fact that you've got, I know he's just one, but the fact you've got your own child, right? Just having that someone that's, I guess, more on the cutting edge. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to be unfair to anybody else, but that's just, it strikes me as I speak with you and hear you talk about your work.
And that's one of the things I enjoy about orthodontics is some of the areas of dentistry that see the most advancement technologically is orthodontics, and you have to stay current. Yeah. It's one of the things that I enjoy and that I strive for to make sure that I'm delivering the best care that I can. So getting the most information whether it's with a scan or our x-ray, and interpreting that and discussing treatment options with the patient. The real thing that I enjoy is taking the time to talk about all the possibilities, because there are options and you have options, but discussing those and coming up with the one that's going to work best is really a good way to make sure that we address what we want to address. And when we talk about where orthodontics was and where it is and where it's going, somebody who's on the cutting edge is really important. Years ago, orthodontics was done a very particular way, and it provided treatment that was a little bit more timely than it needed to be and a little bit more uncomfortable. So some of the techniques and things that we use are really focused on making a great, comfortable patient experience, whether that's a little shorter treatment time or making sure that treatment is progressed more comfortably for everybody involved. So those are things that I strive to achieve. And I do that by staying on the cutting edge of what good orthodontic practice is.
You've got we were talking before we came on the air, you've got a success story, the heartwarming success story that I think would be great for our audience to hear. Can you share that?
So we had a patient come in who manages cerebral palsy and can communicate very well with the device that she uses and needs help in her daily living, but had an accident where she lost her front teeth. And in order to replace those teeth, the neighboring teeth needed to be moved, so that way space for 2 implants could be made. And I think a lot of people would have seen, where the bite was and said, oh, can't you just accommodate what it was? But after speaking with her, she really wanted the ideal, and parents wanted to make sure that she felt good about her smile. So why not? And after working with a team of doctors, I was the orthodontic partner in that group. And we used custom fit clear aligners to move the adjacent teeth, and everything looked really perfect. Wow. We got really nice space that was made, and eventually she got 2 implants placed in the front of her smile, and we replaced the 2 missing teeth that she had lost. And it was incredibly powerful. And I'll tell you, she was one of my best aligner patients. She made sure that those aligners were in the right number of hours every day, and she made sure that they were cleaned and brushed, and she needed help. But she was the one pushing everybody, say, hey, I need these in. I need these to be worn. This is what I need to get my smile right. So we are fortunate that we have the opportunity to create these special moments where we can help, even when people might not think that this person is a candidate for orthodontic treatment. Absolutely are. We just got to come up with the right option for them. So that's what we did for her, and she had an amazing outcome.
Yeah, what a great story, and what great work. We're just delighted we could shine a light on the superb work you're doing, Korry. And let's get to the most important question, though, to wrap things up. First of all, where you're located, so folks can find you, and how they can be in touch to learn more.
Absolutely. So we are on Broadwell Road, just north of Rucker Road and south of Milton City Hall. We have our website, which is www.stableorthodontics.com. You can find us on social media at Stable Orthodontics on Instagram and Facebook. And you could also call our office at 770-526-0190. All of the examinations that we provide are fully complimentary. And we do that in order to make sure that people have the right guidance and the right information to make a good decision about their smile. Our exams are no risk. We love educating people about what we see and giving them guidance to their smile of their dreams.
Dr. Korry Tauber, Stable Orthodontics in Milton, Alpharetta, serving North Fulton region and beyond. Korry, thank you so much for coming in. And again, keep up the great work you're doing. It's fabulous, and we're just, again, delighted you could come in and share that with us.
Thanks so much, John. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about it.
Absolutely. Hey, folks, just a couple of quick items for you before we let you go for today. If you are looking if you want to celebrate that smile and go to a classic, traditional, authentic Italian restaurant that is really an Alpharetta, North Fulton institution, then Casanova Italian Restaurant is where you need to head. They have been offering top-tier hospitality since 1998, so over a quarter of a century. And they are a cook-to-order kitchen with fresh ingredients that they grow in their own garden. Tomatoes, corn, peppers, zucchini, even sunflowers out there, their own herbs. They've got it going, and they're terrific. And Maria and her family, her extended team, they do great work. They also have great catering services, by the way, if you're looking for that. But if you want to dine in, you can go to CasanovaRestaurant.com to learn more, to make reservations, to find out their easy-to-find location on Highway 9, just north of McFarland Road, and check them out. I think you'll be glad you did. And also, I have a book out. It's called The Generosity Mindset, A Journey to Business Success, Raising Your Confidence, Value, and Prices. Now, if you are a solo or small professional services firm and you price what's between your ears, you basically sell your expertise. If you're a consultant, a coach, attorney, CPA, what have you, this book may be for you. Go to thegenerositymindset.com to learn more and to find out where to buy the book. Also, I just want to thank you, our listeners. You are just so supportive of the work that we do here. We're coming up on show number 800 for North Fulton Business Radio, and I'm not sure what I anticipated when we started this show, but I did not anticipate show number 800, and we've only come this far because of you. You have supported us over the years in any number of ways, including sharing the show, liking us on social media, recommending our guests to the folks that need their services, and sending us other guests, and we're just grateful for your support. You help us live into our mission to be the voice of business in the North Fulton region, and we are grateful for you. So for my guest, Dr. Korry Tauber, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on North Fulton Business Radio.